Good morning. I'm gonna be doing a video blog on my drive to work here until I run out of ideas. I just came up with this yesterday. I was talking with a friend and he mentioned to me, you always have all these ideas, but you never get anything done. That's a problem. I'm trying to fix it. Well, this is the fix. Anyway, today on my drive to work, I figured I would talk about why you should quit your job. You shouldn't quit your job if you haven't done everything you can to make your job as good for you as you can. By that I mean if you haven't talked to your bosses, if you haven't worked with the problems that you see in your job, and you haven't tried to address them, you shouldn't quit your job. If you've talked to your bosses, and this is something that I've learned, a lot of times those problems will go away. Either your boss will work with you to fix them, or something will come around to where those issues, they won't exist anymore. An example of this, I used to work in a nursing home. The first year I got hired in pretty cheap. I think I was making like $8.25 an hour. Healthcare just rolled out. It's supposed to help all Americans. We don't know how it's going to affect our bills, so we're not doing any raises this year. So the first year that I worked there, we got no raises. So after 2 years of working there, they gave me like a 10-cent raise. 10 cents wasn't enough for me. So they did an employee satisfaction survey, and I let them have it. Like straight up, I said, look, I've been here for 2 years. I'm one of the best people working in my facility. This is nonsense. A 10-cent raise, what is that gonna get me? Today it's worse, but even back then, 10 cents ain't gonna get you anything. Over an 8-hour shift, that's 80 cents. I can't buy anything for 80 cents. I threw a fit and my voice was heard, and it actually worked out. Facility management, when they saw my input on the raises and what I thought and how it upset me, they looked at my pay and they looked at my role and how I worked with everybody, and they said, we're gonna give you a bigger raise. So they ended up giving me like a $4 raise. When I ended up speaking up about what I wanted, and I made points about how hard I worked and everything, it worked out. If you haven't done that in your job, if you haven't worked hard in your job, then honestly you probably haven't earned extra money, and that sucks. But that's something that you got to deal with. If you've made those efforts and you asked for the raise and it didn't happen, if you keep doing it and you see that you're not getting anything, well then maybe it's time to look and say, should I quit my job? Because at some point you have to be happy. And if your job isn't going to give it to you, who is? Because no one else is going to give that to you. No one's going to seek opportunity. No one else is going to push your motives, your goals, your desires, except for you. So if you've already spoken out about that, if you've already made your points, if you've already worked to improve your own situation and it's not getting better, then yes, you should quit your job. I'm at work now, so we're going to have to cut this. But when you get to that point where you want to go on with your career and nobody is there supporting you or helping you to go, that's when it's time for you to go. So that's my advice. Obviously, don't quit your job if you need it financially and you're kind of stuck. So if you're young, go do the job that you want now. That's my chat for today. I hope you all enjoyed.